Alright, we're going to use substitution, and I'm starting with number 20 because it's the hardest one. So first thing I got to check is if I can use substitution. So I check my exponent. 2 times 2 will give me 4, so I'm allowed to use substitution, which means my middle term will be u, and u squared will be this x squared with this 2 times 2, so x to the 4th. Now I can replace them here. 9 u squared minus 27 u plus 20 equals 0. Now this looks exactly like a quadratic, so to solve it you can either use the quadratic formula or you can factor. Luckily, this one factors. So to factor this, I'm going to do this out on the side here. I start with 9u squared. The factors of 9 are 3 times 3. The factors of u squared are u times u. Then I look at the 20, the last term, 20. The factors of 20 are 4 times 5. If I cross multiply, I get 5 times 3u, which is 15u. 3u times 4 will give me 12u. I need this to add up to a negative 27u's. And the only way this can make negative 27 is if both 15 and 12 are negative. So that means both my 4 and my 5 are negative. So my factors are 3u minus 4 times 3u minus 5. Now, the case is I can either have this first one equal to 0 or the second one equal to 0. So I solve each one independently. So 3u minus 4 equals 0, or 3u minus 5 equals 0. Over here, to solve the one on the left, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I get 3u equals 4. Divide by 3, and we get u equals 4/3. Over here on the left, add 5 to both sides, and we get 3u equals 5. Divide by 3, and we get u equals 5/3. Now we're not solving for u, we're solving for x. So I'm going to go ahead and resubstitute that x squared back for u. So x squared equals 4/3. X squared equals 5/3. To get rid of a squared, we take the square root, both sides, and we get that x equals plus or minus the square root of 4, which is 2, over the square root of 3. I can't leave a square root in the denominator, so we have to rationalize it by multiplying both the top and bottom by the square root of 3. And this gives me my final answer for the first one. 2 square root 3 over 3 times 3 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. I have to do the same process for the one on the right. Take the square root of both sides. That leaves us with x equals plus or minus the square root of 5 over the square root of 3. I can't leave my answer like this. I must multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 3 to rationalize it. And we get our final answer. X equals plus or minus The square root of 5 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 15. 3 times 3 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3.